Artists who ruin their careers with one album. Let's check it out. What is this? I'm waiting for the video to load. I think it's ad block or something.
A few moments later.
Whether it's a cringy breakup album, an album so bad no one knows how it was even released, or simply a mediocre album that caused...
It's crazy how bad that Chance the Rapper album is, because his early work is like really good. Like, I don't understand how you make something really good and then a few years later you make something just atrocious.
Fans to switch up. The music industry is a very fickle place. No artist really knows what the outcome of releasing an album could be. Best case scenario, it goes #1 and
he is the best husband. Yeah, I wish he was my husband.
Gain tons of fans. But today we're going to be looking at the worst case. We're going to be looking into artists that ruined their career after dropping just one album. First, I just want to say a couple things. One, this video was inspired by Jamari's video about Chance the Rapper, who of course is the perfect example of this, so you know I had to include him in this one as well. So shout out to Jamari for the video idea. And two, not necessarily everyone on this list ruined their careers. I think every artist in general has a chance to make a comeback.
Yexi said, "I love kids." All right, this is going in a folder here. Screenshotting that, putting that in a folder here.
But in this video specifically, we're going to be looking at a few different cases, like people who ruined their reputations, people who tremendously lowered their expectations from fans, or people who just straight up ruined their careers. So even if these artists do have a handful of monthly listeners, or they're rich and set for life, these are some artists that drop some...
Okay, wait, hold on. Quick question here. Should I get an SM7B and why? Really, it's just for the look. I can't think of a real reason to buy one other than I look more legit by having an SM7B. No, I'm good. I know, but it's just like, I see everyone with one and I'm like, that could be me. That could be me. Maybe that could be me. Not worth it. I agree. Photoshop a 7B on top of it. That's not a bad idea. Don't need one, but they are clean. Though, because everyone has one. They're great mics, but don't look like everyone else. Yeah.
Thinkers that will forever stain their careers. So make sure to keep that in mind while watching, and let's continue with the video. So like I said, Chance the
100% don't need it.
Rapper is probably...
I want to look like everyone else though. It's like a 2% buff to subs and views.
One of the biggest examples of this topic. He began rapping in middle school and began working on his first mixtape in high school.
Literally can't find anything with your vocal setup right now. It sounds good. It would be a waste of money. Dude, why doesn't anyone have an SM58? Like, this is literally just a stage mic. Like, you could go to any venue and just steal one of these. I mean, you could just go on Amazon and buy one of these, you know?
He had released...
They're like $50 to $100. I can't remember.
Some music and had a little bit of buzz, and then released his debut mixtape 10 Day in 2012.
That is true. SM58s are fine. They'll be around after the meteor hits. This thing, dude, I could beat someone to death with this and it might even work better afterwards. I have a bootleg 58. I got it for $10. Why would you get a bootleg SM58? Come on, man.
Oh, Chance,
like, it's already really cheap. There's a video of a guy putting the mic you have in a S7B body. Now that's a good idea.
Got a decent amount of attention, especially locally, and even got some recognition.
Okay, we need to stop talking about the mics now, guys. We're watching the video. This is becoming just like that video where we stuck the animals in the corner. Not literally. We got the video of the animals in the corner. I do not harm any animals, okay? No animals were harmed in the production of this video or any other video I've ever made, okay? There's no animals in the corner, okay? You take that back. Cut that out.
From Complex and Forbes. He also got into contact with Childish Gambino and featured on his mixtape, and also opened for him on tour. The next year, he released his classic mixtape Acid Rap.
Acid Rap's really good,
with features from plenty of talented artists, which led to change.
I actually found out about him because No Such Thing did production for him, and No Such Thing is like really great. And it's crazy because like No Such Thing hasn't really done much since then.
It's really,
I mean, at least from what I know.
Moving up.
I mean, maybe he's producing for other people or something.
In the music industry. He was nominated for Best Mixtape of the Year at the BET Awards. He began touring, was featured in commercials, and also performed at Lollapalooza.
He just got to take acid again, man. That's what it is.
In 2014,
it's like the whole Eminem situation. Once he stopped doing drugs, his music was not as cool.
He was an XXL freshman and started appearing in tons of other things in the following years. He also met Kanye in 2014, who was one of his favorite artists of all time, and they eventually began to work together on Kanye's album, The Life of Pablo. When this album released in 2016, Chance was all over it with writing credits and multiple multiple verses. It was also on this album that Chance said, "I met Kanye West, I'm never gonna fail," which would eventually become an iconic line for a variety of reasons.
That is kind of funny.
Regardless, Chance the Rapper was everywhere, and people loved him for his personality. He had a very positive and friendly vibe to him, and he was also becoming more open about his religion, which made some people like him even more. Following his busy years and recent work on Life of Pablo, Chance
Crazy how low quality everything is in this video. I'm guessing it's just because it's old.
the Rapper released
Not the video, but all the assets.
Coloring Book, which was his third mixtape. People loved this album. It sold 38,000 copies first week and hit number 8 on the Billboard 200 despite being released exclusively on Apple Music. Chance was on top of the world and had been working with tons of brands like H&M, Nestle, and more. He threw a festival in Chicago and went on tour following his mixtape. In 2017, Chance performed at the Grammys, was nominated for 7, and won 3 Grammy Awards. He headlined an event at the Obama Foundation and was in a Super Bowl commercial for Doritos. He also teased a collab with Kanye, but unfortunately that never ended up happening. Chance the Rapper was on his way to becoming a certified A-list celebrity, but then on July 6th of 2019, he released his debut album, The Big Day. Nearly
Oh no.
a decade into his career, Chance the Rapper released his debut studio album, and it was entirely dedicated to his wife, Kirsten Corley.
Oh,
The Big Day was
that's just not a good move, man. As a rapper, that's just not a good move.
heavily influenced by his marriage that had happened in
Dedicating, okay, wait, it's just not cool, man. It's just not like that's like it's cool in the sense like yeah, you should respect your wife or whatever, but it's just not cool in rap. All right, like maybe it might be cool in like R&B or something, but for rap, dedicating an album to your wife or making the whole album about your wife, yeah, it's a good move for his marriage, not a good move for his rap career.
year, and it wasn't really received too poorly by critics, but the internet absolutely tore it up. I'm sure you guys all remember this meme.
Ooh, I love my wife.
Ooh, I love my wife. Ooh, I love my wife.
I love my wife. Ah, let's go right
I've never seen this before.
like with my wife. Ah, my wife real young, my wife's real small. Let's go to the beach and play with a beach ball. Pray
Play with a beach ball.
God and my wife. Let's go to the beach and ride a bike.
This actually became such a big meme that he even has a page on Know Your Meme explaining the whole situation.
Oh man,
Genius
so bad, dude.
also even made a video describing every single time Chance mentioned his wife on this album. Chance was
Oh, dude. Oh, this is. Do you think this did this have any effect on their marriage? Do you think?
clowned all
Me listening to the 14th straight song about Chance the Rapper loving his wife.
over the internet for this for a very long time to come. And as I'm sure many of you know, it's really hard to break out of the meme status. Once someone makes you into a meme, it will likely follow you around for your entire career. And I do feel bad for Chance because I honestly didn't think the album was that bad, but I also enjoy pretty much anything with a melody and a rhythm, so maybe I'm not the best critic. Regardless, following the
Dude, he gave it a strong 0.
release of this album, his career took a turn for the worse. Chance was arguing back and forth with
Eat a dick. Wait, did he say that too? People have different tastes, that's fine, but the way you're talking to fans who've been with you since 10 Day is disappointing. That ego reflects in the quality of your newest music. Eat a dick.
was arguing back and forth
I remember listening to it before the review and just feeling really sad. I just remember the album being regarded as mid, but I would love more Chance.
with fans on Twitter who were critiquing his album. He was arguing back and forth with one guy for a little bit, constantly getting ratioed in the process. Some people even thought he was hacked because it was so irregular for him to act like this. He also canceled his tour because of what people speculated was low ticket sales. Chance said that he had to cancel the tour to
Wow.
spend time with his family, and he did just have a second kid. But because there were BOGO sales going for tickets and the tour had been postponed, it wouldn't be too surprising if ticket sales
Dude, this is simple, dude. He just needs to do acid rap too. Come on.
great. However, apparently all of this could have been avoided if Chance had just listened to his manager. Chance had recently fired his manager, Pat Corcoran,
Oh, dude, I think I saw a video about this guy before.
and even more recently, Pat filed a
Wow.
lawsuit against him.
He canceled the concerts to spend more time with his wife. I think he needs to spend less time with his wife, to be honest.
The lawsuit was mostly about money that Pat was owed. However, he also mentioned The Big Day. Pat said that Chance was ignoring his advice about the album and even blamed him for poor reception and poor ticket sales,
Wow.
which confirms the theory that he canceled his tour because of poor
He loves his wife. He really does, man.
ticket sales. On top of all of that, he was recently seen dancing with some random girls, which had people questioning how he can make an
Damn, bro. What a fucking hypocrite. I better be your wife, man. That better be your motherfucking wife right now.
entire album about his wife and then do that. Regardless, Chance's situation
That's not his wife? Oh, Come on, man. Come on, man.
Very unfortunate because he is very talented.
Not wife? Yeah, not wife.
Since the Big Day incident in 2019, he hasn't released an album, and he has released some solid music and has a decent amount of fans, but he really
Wow, dude. That probably fucked him up.
really hurt his career after that album.
Huh.
Robin Thicke is an artist that fell off
He needs to do acid again? True.
Wake.
He needs to stop doing his wife and do acid.
then he blew up. I remember listening to Blurred Lines and watching the video when I was in like 6th grade, and I don't remember hearing anything about Robin Thicke
Hurt his career. It hurt his fucking feelings. It probably hurt his career a lot, too. Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
since. So Robin Thicke was born into a family already in the industry,
He looks like a typical frat bro there.
with his mom being Gloria Loring, an actress and singer, and his dad being Alan Thicke, an actor. Robin also did a little bit of acting as he grew up. However, he eventually took an interest in music.
I know nothing about this guy, to be honest.
He made a group called As One and recorded a demo tape with his group. Somehow, the R&B singer Brian McKnight got a hold of his demo tape and began to work with Robin. Anyways, after working with Brian McKnight for a while, he was able to make more connections that led to him signing with Interscope Records at the age of only 16. Robin was first able to work his way into the industry by writing and producing songs for other artists. But then in 1999, at the age of 22, he began making his first album. He released a song called When I Get You Alone, which even reached the charts across the world, which is pretty impressive for a first song.
His wife messed him up, too.
Following that success, he released
Yeah, it's the Blurred Lines guy.
his album A Beautiful World,
What the hell is this album cover?
which didn't do super well, especially when you put it next to his debut single, but by 2012 it did sell about 120,000 copies. And while, like I said, the album didn't perform super well, a lot of people in the music industry were actually able to find out about Robin because of this album, and they thought he was pretty talented. One of those people was Pharrell, who produced his next single, Wanna Love You Girl. Then he released his next album, The Evolution of Robin Thicke, in 2006, which even featured Lil
I mean, the evolution there just looks like he's standing up.
Wayne. Along with that album came the song Lost Without You, which was his breakout hit. Robin continued steadily releasing albums over the next 7 years
Yeah, they got sued by Marvin Gaye, him and Pharrell.
and was growing his fan base. But everything would change on March 26 of 2013 when Robin Thicke released the song Blurred Lines with T.I. and Pharrell, which was released as the lead single to his upcoming album. As I'm sure you all know, Blurred Lines absolutely blew up. Since the song was released, it has been certified diamond, and it was also the 13th biggest song of the 2010s. He released his album Blurred Lines a few months later, and it sold 177,000 copies. But all of that success was not without controversy. Robin took the brunt of the criticism for the lyrics, although they were mostly written by Pharrell, because many people thought this song was promoting culture with the phrase
Wait, hold on. What culture? Is it R word culture or P word culture? It happens so fast there. Yeah, I haven't heard that song in a really long time. It gives non-consensual vibes. Grape culture.
Blurred Lines, referring to issues of consent. However, Pharrell has said that he was referring to being rejected. The music video and song were also under fire.
The thing too is this guy kind of looks like somebody who would someone too, right? I mean, this is not, you're giving me some douchey vibes here with this.
Misogynistic. Regardless, the song was a huge success, and it brought Robin to a whole nother level that he would never see again. Also, in August of 2013, during the MTV Video Music Awards, Robin performed Blurred Lines with Miley Cyrus, which resulted in another huge controversy, with people saying it was too raunchy or too sexist and other things along those lines. It was actually the most tweeted about event ever, with 360,000 tweets about it per minute, which is absolutely insane. Regardless, it was an event that would
Per minute? That's crazy.
foreshadow the downfall of Robin Thicke's career. Following the VMAs, pictures of Robin grabbing some girl's butt circulated the internet, which was a big deal because he was married to the actress/model Paula Patton. They had met when he was 14 and had been together for 21 years. She helped him write songs, was in his music videos, and was on the cover for one of his
Hello, son.
albums. They were both very public and very close, but on February 4th of 2014, Paula Patton and Robin Thicke divorced. This was the inspiration for Robin's next album,
All these wife-related downfalls? Yeah, I know. You know what? If we're learning anything here today, guys, don't get a wife. No wife. Husbands, maybe. No wife.
Paula, which was an album all about his ex-wife that was released in 2014.
Oh, God.
It was
Oh, no.
made in just a month, and it shows. With songs like You're My Fantasy, Get Her Back, Still Madly Crazy, Love Can Grow Back, and Too Little Too Late, it's pretty obvious what the album is about. On Get Her Back, Robin expresses his regrets in his relationship, and on Little Too Late, he does the same thing.
Like, it's not that you can't do, like, a romantic song or anything, but, like, a whole album about it, it's not good, man. It's not good. No one wants to hear that. Like, it's the sort of thing, like, romantic songs or, like, sad songs about romance, those are things you want to like. You need to have like a small dose of it. You can't just go all out a whole album about it. Yeah, it would have to be really good.
Video for Get Her Back was
Yeah, if you want to creep the bitch out, write a whole album about her. Exactly.
even weirder, with text messages flashing with things like, "We had everything. Why?
Oh no, dude. Only women can get away with that? True.
I can't make love to you anymore. I wrote a whole album about you."
Oh no. Oh god, no.
To which she responds, "I don't care."
It could have been worse. I guess she could have been like, don't do that. Don't.
You guys are getting a pretty good picture of this album. It was basically just a really cringy album about wanting his ex-wife back. The music itself wasn't terrible, but the lyrics and the overall message were pretty rough. One critic even called it one of the creepiest albums ever made. He would even say things like, "Help me get her back," while performing his songs live.
What the fuck, dude? Help me get her back. You in the audience, do something.
It was really just a very pathetic album that came off as very weird. This album sold 24,000 copies in the US, which is crazy in comparison to his previous 177,000. And what's even worse is it sold 550 copies in Canada, 530 copies in the UK, and 54 copies in Australia. That's
more than me.
not short for 1,000 either. Those are triple digit numbers right there. Robin himself did say that he regrets
Where did the rest of them come from then?
releasing the album commercially because it was so personal, and Paula has never commented on it, but I do feel pretty bad for her that it even exists. Following Paula, Robin didn't release an album until 2021, about 7 years later. Also, I want to give a shout out to Todd in the Shadows. I found him while making this video, and he did a much more in-depth video on this subject. He has a series called Train Records where he covers albums that were just train wrecks, so it's pretty interesting. He makes really good videos,
Three of those copies were mine.
and I just found him recently, so I want to share his channel with you guys.
His mom bought the rest.
Yeah, he's really entertaining, much more in depth. I'll leave a link below. So Roddy Ricch is someone who I definitely think could make a comeback because he is very talented, but ever since releasing his sophomore album, his career has been on a very steep decline. He began making music when he was 16 years old and released his first mixtape, Feed the Streets, in
Is that the box guy?
2017. It had a handful of popular songs that caught the attention of many artists like Mustard, Meek Mill, Nipsey Hussle, and O3 Greedo. These connections were instrumental in helping his career grow. Following that project, he released an EP called Before the Fame, and also performed at a Nipsey Hussle concert in LA. That same year, he began the rollout for his next mixtape, Feed the Streets 2, with the release of the single Die Young. This song would become Roddy's breakout hit, helping him blow up and carve out a lane for himself, and also get the attention of other artists. He performed with Meek Mill, featured on his album alongside Future and Young Thug.
The baby about to be on here, then watch. Doesn't seem like he is.
And then he released Feed the Streets 2. It peaked at 67 on the Billboard 200. In 2019, he featured on
Yeah, I feel like the baby should have been on here. Although I guess it wasn't one album. For him, it was more so one incident, right?
Nipsey Hussle's song Racks in the Middle, which led to him getting a Grammy for Best Rap Performance. He featured on a remix of Post Malone's Wow,
That would actually be a good video to do about the baby's downfall.
and then was on the song Ballin' with Mustard, a song from Mustard's album Perfect 10. This song was a huge success, and this is how I personally found Roddy, because that was a really good song. The album itself is certified gold, so it definitely helped Roddy get some exposure. Then in late 2019, with all of his buzz and industry connections, Roddy began rolling out his debut album. He released a few really good singles and then dropped the album Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial on December 6th of 2019. The album itself was really good, but one song in particular stood out, and that song was The Box. The Box had a really weird intro, which led to it becoming a huge meme on TikTok with over 1.2 million videos being made to that sound. However,
Holy
the
shit, dude.
song itself was all
Okay, that's what we gotta do, guys. I mean, when we like release our songs or albums, or whatever, we gotta come up with some sort of way to promote it on TikTok. We need a meme. We need something really weird about it. We need something really weird about it.
also really good, which helped it blow up and become a smash.
Like absurdly weird. Something that people are like, they're gonna have to talk about this. They can't ignore
Box
it.
has 1.6 billion streams on Spotify.
That's fucking crazy.
Spent 11 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and is certified diamond. This was no doubt Roddy's biggest song to date, and he even had artists like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez begging their fans to get their
We need to all each get an Av voicemail, maybe, but I don't see. We gotta think bigger because no one knows who Av is outside the music production community.
songs to #1. The album itself too
Just say your booty hole brown. That's not weird enough, man. We need something weirder than that.
It was really good and it sold 101,000 copies first week. However, it would be all downhill from there. In an interview with GQ in 2020, Roddy Ricch said that he was making his second album and that it was a full-blown masterpiece.
All right, already setting the bar really high.
A real idea and a real body of work. And based on what he had just previously delivered, people were very excited for his next album. However, people were waiting and waiting for a very long time. Other than a couple features here and there and his appearance on Rockstar, Roddy Ricch was not releasing his album. Then, finally about 2 years after releasing his debut album, he released his sophomore album Live Life Fast. Like I said, it was extremely hyped up, and he even said that the album had a no-skip policy, but it did not live up
No skip policy? Oh my god, dude, that's cringe.
to the expectations at all. The album wasn't even bad, it was just so mediocre that fans were very let down. He got a lot of hate with comments like he must be living life fast because the album sounds like he made it in a week. And Roddy saw the hate, immediately announcing that he would be dropping another album next year. The album also only sold 62,000 copies first week, which is about 40% less than what his previous album sold. Then a couple months after releasing that
No skips,
album,
no
Roddy
skips,
Ricch
no
posted a
skips.
snippet of some new music to Twitter, and the fans absolutely clowned him for it. So much so that he deactivated his Twitter and posted on
Damn.
Instagram saying, "Guess I'm a flop now." One person
Bro, people, oh man, some people just cannot take criticism, man. You gotta understand that sometimes people are not gonna like shit, man.
even referred to it as the Chance the Rapper-ification of Roddy Ricch. And while that's a terrible phrase, it is true. Because like I said, once you become a meme or start getting clowned on, it's really hard to break out of that. However, Roddy
You just gotta play along with it, man.
did later do an interview with DJ Academics in which he gave other reasons as for why he left the internet.
Don't tell me you letting these niggas get to you.
Hell no.
They didn't get to me. I just deactivated my Twitter for completely unrelated reasons.
For the fame, I wasn't an Instagram nigga. They'll tell you I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't getting on Instagram live, taking pictures. I don't even take pictures of myself. I really be putting shit on.
It was clear though that the internet was getting to him, especially since he said in an interview, a lot of people don't have to deal with more than 10 people. So just imagine 7 million that see your posts every day. Roddy was very clearly under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. He even addressed these expectations in an interview.
What do you say to yourself when people try to have these expectations and they're so unrealistic?
These mics sound really good, but I hate the way they look. This mic that it's like a top mic, and then it has like this little fucking weird pop filter on top. These sound super good, but they look so weird. Like I could never use this one.
I would, I mean, that's on them. You know what I mean? I feel like I've just
That's the RE20 broadcast mic.
been having a great career in rap. You know what I'm saying? Every album is not gonna be the
I just hate the way they look, dude. That the pop filter especially, it just looks so fucking weird.
greatest album to ever live.
But it sounds so good, man.
You know, we gotta be okay with that.
Then about a year after dropping his previous album, Roddy released the album Feed the Streets 3, which only sold
They're really ugly, dude.
38,000 copies first week. So it's obvious ever since releasing Live Life Fast paired with the whole Twitter snippet incident thing, Roddy's career
Bro, an audio engineer and talk about mic aesthetics, dude. I care because like in videos, dude, like people are gonna see that shit all the time, man.
has been on a decline. And it is very unfortunate because he is a very talented artist. But like the interview from earlier alluded to, he has really high expectations following his debut album Antisocial because it was a really good album. So it is unfortunate, but I think Roddy could easily come back if he just drops an album that's on par with or better
They should come with 2 bags in case the bag over the mic breaks. There's one over your head too. Damn, that sucks that he couldn't take it. I mean, at least he got to live part of his dream for a bit.
than Antisocial.
YB and Namir. Oh yeah, dude, this one's great. This one's great, dude. Soul Train, right? It's Soul Train.
Van Namir's career in a previous video, but he had a catastrophic fall off after releasing his debut album. So I just had to include him in this one. Namir and his friends met on Xbox and formed a collective called YBN and started making music together. He started releasing music solo and with YBN members in 2015 and continued releasing music from there. He was just making music for fun with his friends like a lot of people in high school do, and he released a couple of mixtapes in 2016 and 2017. All of his music was made with just a blue snowball microphone in his
Ew.
bedroom, so it was clear he wasn't super serious. Namir was young, still in high school, and having fun with his music when he released his song Rubbing Off the Paint.
Yeah, Rubbing Off the Paint was really good, dude. But that cover is absolutely awful. Anything great about the song is kind of destroyed by this fucking Rick and Morty cover.
The song began to get attention, and then World Star reached
Damn, just shitting on blue mic owners.
out to him to post the song. So they posted it on their channel, and it went mega America viral. Rubbing Off the Paint was a huge hit. It hit 46 on the Billboard
It's a good song.
Hot 100, went 2 times
AI art greater than that cover. You're not wrong.
platinum, and became a classic song from the SoundCloud era. To this day, Rubbing Off the Paint is one of his biggest songs. He continued releasing music like Bounce Out With That, The Race Remix, and more that helped him grow steadily as they were fairly good. He followed up his massive success with YBN The Mixtape, a mixtape featuring himself and the other YBN members. His success helped put other people like Almighty J and Corday on the map as well. This mixtape featured artists like Gucci Mane, MGK, Lil Skies, Wiz Khalifa, Chris Brown, and more. They were clearly blowing up and becoming much more successful. By this point, Nahmir had also signed with Atlantic Records and was also featured by XXL in their 2018 freshman class, which was a lot more relevant back then. Speaking of XXL, I've been thinking of covering their decline and how they're kind of not as relevant as they used to be. So let me know in the comments
That'd be a good video.
if you think that's interesting. If it's not, I won't do it, but if it is, I will. Anyways, Nahmir was in a really good spot, but hadn't been releasing much solo music other than a few features here and there. He released Two Seater with
Remember when Eminem roasted MGK so hard he had to change genres? Yeah, that would also be a good video. There's a lot of good videos, a lot of good video topics. I kind of want to do like pivot to doing more stuff like this. I've been thinking about it. I just don't know like if people are going to click on it, you know?
Offset, which had some decent success.
Like, you know, video essays.
The song Opstapa, which didn't really blow up until it hit TikTok, which then led to a remix featuring 21 Savage. But other than that, fans were waiting for his debut album. However, he wasn't releasing anything, so like I said with the fast food thing, he was falling into irrelevancy. Then finally, about 4 years after coming out with Rubbing Off the Paint, he released his debut album Visionland. This album was not good, and also featured a
Dude, Soul Train is so freaking bad, dude.
song called Soul Train that turned him into a huge meme. Like we discussed
Soul Train is so freaking bad, dude.
with Roddy Ricch and Chance the Rapper, that is the last thing you want to happen to you in the music industry, especially if you don't have the music to back it up. On top of that, Visionland sold
4,000? That's pretty freaking bad.
4,000 copies, which also added to how much people were making fun of him on the internet. The music quality wasn't there. He waited
The rest of these songs, whatever. This one is freaking terrible, dude. YBN Soul Train. This song is absolutely awful. Dude, the like ratio here. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh, I disliked this before? Huh. I didn't even know. Huh. A couple years ago, I guess I've been a massive hater for quite some time. How could you drop this, dude? How could you make this and be like, yeah, they're gonna love this one. They're absolutely gonna love this one. It's like he thinks he's 645 AR. Oh yeah, stay focused. It's hard. Shut the fuck up, dude. This is so fucking bad, dude. It's crazy. Please stop. Yeah, no, we're done.
4 years to drop.
That's so fucking bad. Like that. Oh man, dude. I'll give you guys a moment to recover there. That is like the worst song ever.
And he was turned into a meme. He kept digging a deeper hole for himself over the years as he was doing cringy dances, arguing with fans,
Yes, you gotta do it like YBN's doing.
begging No Jumper to not post memes of him, and he even mentioned starting an OnlyFans. YBN Nahmir had become the laughing stock of the
What is it? YBN getting plowed by his audience? Is that the OnlyFans? Because we already got access to that, dude. The voice message arguments? Jeez, dude.
community. To be fair to Nahmir, there were some issues with his label that we don't know too much about. However, he has tweeted a few times about how much he hated his label and how he couldn't wait to get out of his deal with Atlantic. So it's very possible that the label was delaying the release of his album, or maybe they put it on the back burner, or maybe they even had a hand in the creative decisions. Regardless, after releasing
So 2 lessons today. No wife, no voice messages. Yep, good lessons there.
Visionland, YBN Nahmir's career has come crashing down. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Other than that, though, this has been Matty Balls, and I will see you guys.
Stuff like Matty Balls is like kind of a weird name. Like I've Matty Balls, really? Is it supposed to be like Matty like he balls, or is it like Matty my balls? Like what? I still don't understand the name exactly.
As next week.
Good video. Things we've learned today: no wife, no voice messages. Don't argue with fans. If you become a meme, you know, just embrace it. Embrace the meme. Don't fight back. Don't care what people say about you on the internet, because they're gonna have opinions about you if you're a content creator or a musician, artist, whatever. If you're putting stuff out there to the public, like what do you think is gonna happen? People can freely comment on it, right? Is that his real name? It can't be right. That's not his real name, dude. It's Balls spelled with a Z. That can't be his real name. I mean, really, like if Chance wanted to come back, all he has to do is make Acid Rap 2, man. He just got to make Acid Rap 2. Like, and if it's good, like I think he could come back, man. I think people would fuck with it.
Bang Incorporated.